This is book 2 for July 2020. I'm looking at updates. The Freemasons, and I got into this because as we're going into a new world order, we need to look at all institutions and organizations, even secret ones, Freemasonry, and not to equate this, but things like fraternal orders, sororities. What is a sorority fraternity if there's no college on campus, if it's going to be remote? We're going to have to look at all institutions. And so I wanted to look at the Freemason, modern Freemasonry in the United States. By the middle of the 20th century, Freemasonry had become more firmly established in the United States than in any other country. At one time, more than half the Freemasons in the world were in the United States. And Freemasonry did not originate in America. It was imported by Britain before the American Revolution. But the principles of Freemasonry had a strong appeal to a nation brought up in the American tradition. The idea of a band of equals and brothers joined together in a non-sectarian but nevertheless religious deism was welcomed by a people whose earliest traditions go back to the religious nonconformity of their founders. The Pilgrim Fathers of 1620, where many more people attend some kind of church service every Sunday than in Great Britain, and where ideas of brotherhood, equality, and solidarity were strong, even if it was originally and for many years the brotherhood, equality, and solidarity of white males to the exclusion of women and the black and colored races. The Freemasons in the United States, like the Freemasons in Britain, deny that they are a religion. However, an organization which insists that its members believe in God, though they call him the great architect of the universe, to show that he may be either the Roman Catholic, Protestant, Jewish, Muslim, Hindu, or any other God, is clearly an organization of deists. The United States is a popular democracy where the will of the majority prevails. At times, this popular majority has persecuted an unpopular minority, subjecting them to discrimination, ostracism, oppression, and sometimes to violence culminating in murder. In theory, the rights of the minority are protected by the Constitution of the United States with its important constitutional amendments. But in practice, at times of popular hysteria against a minority, the state and federal judges who should have protected these minorities have failed to do so and have all allowed themselves to be influenced by the mass hysteria. Since the beginning of the 19th century, many groups have been the victims of these outbursts of popular fury. Native Americans, Mormons, Freemasons, anti-slavery abolitionists, champions of the rights of African Americans in the South, and the victims of the Ku Klux Klan after the Civil War. In the early 20th century, Irish immigrants from Eastern Europe and from Mexico became targets, along with pacifists, anarchists, and pro-Germans during the First World War. The Japanese Americans during the Second World War, and the communist and pro-communist fellow travelers during the Cold War. For many years, the state and federal courts, as well as the Supreme Court of the United States, did nothing to protect the rights of these persecuted minorities. See how politics is in everything, even secret societies? The Freemasons were the victims of one of these popular outbursts in the 1820s and 1830s. They suffered severely from it. In some states, Freemasonry completely ceased to function. In all states, their membership fell. It took 30 years before they began to revive. In 1850, they still had only 66,000 members in the United States, but then other burning issues of the day made people forget about the Freemasons. The issue of the abolition of slavery in the years leading up to the Civil War itself, and the struggle between the champions of the rights of the African Americans and the supporters of white supremacy during Reconstruction divided the nation. The Freemasons were able to become what the speculative Freemasons in England and in the early 18th century had intended Freemasonry to be, an organization in which men of conflicting opinions could meet in friendship despite their differences on the burning issues of the day. So this is book 2, and as you can see, politics is reigning in every part of our society. Slavery and racism is an issue in every part of our society. It's always there. Until next time, thank you for your support, and take care of your mind, your body, and be safe.